It's time for us to get an update on Faith Community Church. Pastor Brett White with us this morning. Pastor, good morning to you.
Good morning, Jerry. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you. Nice to see you again.
Well, thank you. It's good to be seen.
Nice to have you back.
Oh, thanks.
Thoughts and prayers go out to those people who have been hit hard by severe weather.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all those things that are outside of our control. All that we can do is rely on the grace and mercy of our God.
Of course, a couple of fatalities in the Pilger tornado and lots of property loss and interruption to normal life activities. So keep those folks in your prayer. There are some efforts locally being done for the folks in the Pilger area. If you are so inclined or capable to help with that, why, that would be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
And you never know when you might need it to come back around to you. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Prime time. Who's prime time, and what are we doing with prime time, Pastor Brett?
Prime Time is actually led by, it's a ministry that's led by Don Hladky from our church, and it originally was started as those who are a little more experienced in life, and but really it's open to anybody who would like to come. Don has a monthly meeting, and usually has a good turnout that has a group come and listen to a speaker that he arranges every month, and that can be somebody from our own community that comes to speak. He's had different congressmen from time to time. This month we're having a missionary coming to speak, and so it's just an opportunity to come and to hear hear about the life and story of some different people in and around our community. So it's a great opportunity to get together, and we always eat together, so that's a good thing too.
And the next one will be when and where?
That's going to be tonight at Faith Community. It's a little bit of a switch up. They're not meeting at Pizza Ranch this month, so it'll be at the church, and this will be a potluck. So rather than a slice of pizza, you can come and enjoy all of the fabulous cooking of those that are coming. So so anybody can come, and if you can't cook, grab a bag of chips and come on up and hear from Dick Brown, who will be our guest speaker tonight. He's a missionary to Latvia.
Even if they're not regular attenders of your primetime events?
Absolutely, yeah. We can take anybody and everybody that wants to come to that. So if there's anybody that's interested in hearing from Dick or just coming out to hang out with some people from the community, you're more than welcome.
And has a little experience, is that how you put that?
Yes.
All right. Then this Sunday, June the 29th.
Now, you're not even going to ask me where Latvia is. I even looked on the map because I figured Jerry's going to ask me where Latvia is, and I have to know.
Pastor Brett, where is Latvia?
Well, it's just south of Estonia.
I see. Where is Estonia?
It's
Pastor
actually
Brett?
these are some of the former Soviet states in Eastern Europe. So it's a former communist country that Mr. Brown has been in and serving the Lord there and just trying to make some headway and share love with people. And so he's going to come and share his story about that.
Tell me more about Dick Brown and his background.
I know he's a cousin of somebody that we know, but that's the extent of my knowledge.
Well, that pretty well narrows it down then. That's really more than I know.
I know, right?
More information than I really needed.
So come tonight and hear somebody's cousin talk about an Eastern European country. Isn't that fun?
Very good. Thanks for the specifics. I like detail.
Well, I do what I can.
All right. Let's be detailed about this Sunday, June the 29th, which will be a little different.
June 29th, we are as a part of...
that's not this Sunday.
No, it's not. It's a week from Sunday, yeah.
Thank you for correcting me on that.
Well, it's those details that always
That's
get
right.
us, isn't it? A week from Sunday for as a part of Junction Days, we have gotten together with a few of the other churches in town and just tried to come up with some idea of a way that we could worship together. And so we started doing a little bit of legwork, and we have come up with a plan to have a worship service together on Sunday evening, the 29th, starting at 6:30 up at the pavilion at Chautauqua Park. And so we just wanted to let everybody know about that if they want to make that a part of their Junction Days weekend, we'd love to share with them. And it'll be a number of different community leaders and church leaders from around town. We're just going to get together, and we're going to sing, we're going to pray, and we're just going to have a good time together.
Sunday evening, June the 29th, at the Chautauqua Park Pavilion from 6:30 until 8.
Correct.
Open to anybody from anywhere.
Absolutely anybody, yeah.
Just come and get a blessing and be a part of the fellowship.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of those things where, any opportunity that we have to get outside of our walls and especially as churches to come together and worship together, that's a good thing. We can focus on the things that we agree on instead of the things that we don't. So.
Pastor Brett White from Faith Community Church with us this morning. What have you heard from Dave and Connie and the missionaries?
They're doing great. It took a long time to get down there, 22 hours of travel to get to the Dominican. But then so they started out their first day a little bit tired and had kind of a down day the first day. But then they started right in, and they've been working on some construction projects. They've been connecting with some kids. They've been just mingling with the locals, and the whole idea of this was to, rather than just be tourists that go down to see what's going on. They just wanted to really go down and get involved and serve people there, and they're right in the thick of it. We've been getting Facebook updates and pictures that the kids are laying cement blocks and looking through Bibles with some of the kids and playing with people and just making connections. So they're doing great.
So we'll probably have a few blisters and a few sores and a lot of good memories. And
I would imagine so. Yeah,
I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. Well, now I got to think. The 29th, that same Junction Day Sunday, the kids will be leading the worship music, and they will also be sharing in the service that Sunday about some of their experiences and what's been going on. So anybody that's interested in hearing that is certainly welcome to be a part of that. And that'll be just our normal service times of 9 and 10:45.
All right, very good. And then in July, what's upcoming for junior and senior high?
Yeah, we've got a few of these items that are a little further out on the calendar, but just to give people a heads up on the dates, July 24th through the 27th is what we call the challenge, and that is basically a VBS for our junior and senior high kids. Connie puts together both physical, mental, and spiritual challenges for them to go through together, and they can call next week after she gets back into the country and get details from her and get registered for that. So.
You say basically a VBS, but it's unlike any other VBS they've ever.
Well, it's a little more intense, maybe. Mm-hmm. If you're familiar with our property or you drive by our property on the back side to the west, you'll see it looks like a military training camp out there with the obstacle course with walls and pits and ropes and tires, and that is all involved in the challenge. So yeah, it's a little bit different than a normal VBS.
Then we do have, though, a more normal VBS upcoming August the 6th through the 10th.
Yeah, that's our VBS for the age 3 through grade 6, and yeah, that'll be a little more traditional with some games and activities and Bible stories and characters and all of that, and a whole lot of weird animals this year. So,
that'd be the church staff?
The weird animals? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we probably qualify for that, yeah.
That's August 6th through the 10th for ages 3 through grade 6. It'll be Wednesday through Saturday. What hours?
Right. Wednesday through Saturday is from 6:30 to 8:45, and then we actually have our closing program will be that Sunday. And what we do, Jerry, is on that Sunday we will have one service for our worship services, and anybody that doesn't have a church home is more than welcome to come and join us with that. And then after that service, starting about 11:30, I think, we'll have a barbecue just for anybody to come and join us for that. We'll provide some food for everyone, and then we'll have the kids' closing program immediately following that. So.
Do they pre-register for that Vacation Bible School?
Yeah, actually, the more that we can get pre-registered, the better, because we have anywhere from 95 to 140 kids that show up each night, and so the more that we can get registered ahead of time, the better it goes for that process. And they can just contact the church 623-3472, and they can talk to Becky. She'd be able to talk to them about that registration, and then we'll have some more opportunities later as well.
And again, that number is
623-3472.
August the 2nd and 3rd, what's happening?
Yeah, this is a fun weekend. One of our elders, Jonathan Showalter, got a bug in his ear and just decided to call Jamie Grace. Jamie Grace is a Christian musician. If you listen to any Christian music, you'll recognize some of her music. Salt and Light is probably her most recognizable one. And Jonathan decided just to call her and see about the possibility of bringing her into town. And what we found out is she's available for the weekend, so she's coming August 2nd through the 3rd. And what's going to happen on the 2nd is she's going to sit down with different worship directors and worship teams from the area and make herself available just to sit down with them and talk about really what worship is. There's so many things that we've called worship that's really just performance and our preferences. So she'll talk to them about the worship leaders' responsibilities and the team's responsibilities for that part of a worship service on a Sunday morning, and what that looks like for their personal lives, and how that translates to leading a congregation. So any worship leaders out there, any worship team members out there that are interested in that, on that Saturday morning, the 2nd, from 9 to noon, they'll have a time to sit down with a professional musician and worship leader and get some insight. Just a great opportunity for them to glean off of that. And then Saturday night, starting at 7 o'clock, then Jamie will perform a concert for the public at the church, and anybody and everybody is welcome to do that. And the prices on that concert will be, it's $5 per person, or a total of $15 per family. So.
Pre-registration required?
No, that one. Well, if you can call ahead of time for the worship seminar, if you're a worship leader, then you want to bring your team, then yeah, it'd be helpful if you could call and let us know that you're coming. But as for the concert, no, that's just doors will open probably, we'll have some more details coming up. I would guess 6:30 the doors will open up, and anybody's welcome to that.
And they just will get their tickets or their payment at the door when they come in?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so. Very good. Should be a very beneficial weekend.
Yeah, I would think so too. Yeah, we're excited about that. And then Jamie will be leading worship at our services that Sunday as well. So it should be a fun weekend.
All right, speaking of services, let's mention again, we're speaking with Pastor Brett White of the Faith Community Church North on 8th in Red Oak here. What are the regular services at the Faith Community Church facility?
Yeah, regular service times, Jerry, are 9 and 10:45 on Sunday mornings. And then we also do a Sunday school for ages 3 through adult during that second hour, the 10:45 time. So anybody that's interested in any of that is certainly more than welcome to come join us.
Yes, you'll be preaching this Sunday.
I am, yes.
Very good.
I was waiting for the other shoe to drop there.
That's it. I think
that's it. Okay. Yes, I am.
Brother Dave a little nervous. I told him that you and I had a number of special things planned for that Sunday. So.
Well, we could probably work a few things in, yeah.
Anything else you'd like for us to know about what's happening, has happened, or is expected to happen at Faith Community Church?
Well, that's, like I said, these the summer months are a little bit different. We have a few more special events, but a few less regular events. So we just want to continue to be offering things for people. And these are not things just to keep us busy. We can find all kinds of things to do, but these are opportunities that we have taken to make sure that we offer an invitation. Some of the things are inside of our walls that we invite you to come take a part in. Some of the things are going on outside of our walls that we want to be effective in our community. All of it is just to be able to build relationships and work on life together, because that's what it's about. You mentioned earlier some of the tragedies that we see going on in the world around us, and everybody's dealing with some stuff. The beautiful thing is that we have each other to help us through that. And like you said, there are days when I get to help other people, and there's days when I need help from somebody else. So we just want to be a part of that.
These are interesting times on the world scene.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Yep, they are.
Yeah. Well, that's really it's just a bigger picture of the same thing. That's
exactly right.
There's things going on, whether you look inside of our community right now or on the world stage. There's decisions and choices that have been made, and we're seeing the consequences of those choices and decisions. And some of it is just because we can be knuckleheads sometimes, and some of it is a choreography of an enemy that wants to keep us away from the understanding of the truth of the scriptures and the person of Jesus Christ.
Very well stated. Tonight's, for the experienced people, primetime potluck being a bucket of beans and kama.
That's right, yeah.
And that's what time?
That one starts at 6 o'clock. Dinner will actually start at 6. The speaker, Dick Brown, probably around 6:30 or so. But, yeah, we'll take some time to eat together and just hang out and have fun, and then we'll hear about his experience in Latvia. So
Where is Latvia?
it's in Eastern Europe, Jerry. Thanks for
Where's
asking.
Estonia?
Estonia is just to the north of Latvia, south of Finland, as a matter of fact.
Very good. Anything else you want us to know?
I don't think so. Just on a personal note, I guess I would just ask people. You know, I'm sure there's some that are curious and some that couldn't care less. But for those that are curious, me and my family just continue to wait. You know, it's churches are just weird in this area. For any normal person that looks for a job, you find out really quickly. Churches, that's not the case. I have to remind myself and my family that even at Faith Community, we're in the process of interviewing and trying to hire somebody, and from the time that we did our first interview until we actually even invited them to come visit us here was 2 months, and now it's going to be another couple of weeks before we even get to the point of being able to make a decision. So it's just a long, slow process that we're in the middle of. So just continue to pray for us, and we continue to seek that new place that God has for us. But we're also, the good thing is that in the meantime we get to stay here and do all the things that we love to do here in Red Oak with a whole lot of people that we love.
I wanted to know, but I'm not one to pry, and so I didn't want to, ask any questions that you might not be comfortable answering. So I didn't go there. And
well, I appreciate that, but you can always ask.
Okay.
I am not afraid to. If they don't want me, I'll tell you they don't want me, and we'll move on to the next one. Because that's the great thing is, it's so easy to get caught up on the personal stuff of feeling badly because they might choose something else. But my firm belief is that there is a place out there that God already knows about, that He has for me and my family, and we're just in the journey of figuring out where that is.
could be Latvia.
It could be Latvia. You never know.
Maybe tonight is God opening a door
That could be, yeah.
for you to go to Latvia.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, my kids are just scared about where it might be. I mentioned there was a tiny little island off the coast of Alaska that has a church available, and I pointed that out to them on the map yesterday, and funny enough, they weren't very excited about that, Jerry.
That even made South Dakota look better, didn't it?
It did, yes. So,
The good thing is God's still in control.
absolutely,
He knows who you are, what you are, where you belong, and who can tolerate you,
yeah.
and He'll put it together.
Yeah, and it's funny, and if this is helpful to people, just to part of what I'm learning and what I'm journeying through right now, and in my conversations with Pastor David, and just the the patience that's required in all of this, and there's plenty of other people out there who are in much more difficult situations than I am, but the reality of it is that part of that learning to trust in God is just wherever you're at, that's where He needs you to be at this moment. So you bloom where you're planted. You work hard to do all that you can and be all that you can be, and give Him all the glory that you can where you're at, and let Him worry about the future.
You probably don't have to, but I have to real frequently remind myself of that.
Well, yeah.
God is still in control.
Yeah.
He really doesn't need me to tell Him what to do.
Yeah.
And if I can just learn to trust Him and be patient and faithful, that it'll always work out in the long run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and that's I can say that, and it sounds real good, but there's a whole lot of times where and that's what's to me, that's what's really cool, because we serve a God who speaks, and that's the whole point of prayer. Prayer is not just a laundry list of things. Prayer is just God, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm struggling with, and you know what? I'd really like to know where me and my family are going to end up, and He chooses to reveal that to us in His own time, but nonetheless, He allows us to come to Him and talk to Him and wrestle with Him over those things, and that's where it gets pretty cool. That's where you start to understand the relationship, that He really does care about us, and He's not just holding us off in the palm of His hand. He knows exactly what we're going through and what we need, and He provides all that. So
We serve a God who speaks.
we do.
Where did you pick that up?
I read that in the Bible somewhere. Yeah, it's pretty cool and I don't know where we came up with this disconnect, Jerry, but there's so many times where we read through Scripture and we see how God spoke to so many different people from Abraham to Moses to Joseph. I mean, pick your character, and even through the New Testament where He revealed Himself through Christ and continued that relationship and spoke to Paul and spoke to Peter. We have this book of an explanation and a revelation of a God who is very communicative and desires relationship, and then we think in our lives that, well, God is so busy and he's so out there, he's so other that he doesn't want to speak to me and doesn't want to have anything to do with me. Well, why on earth would God give us a book of exceptions? That just doesn't make any sense. So the God that is revealed in the Bible is the God who's available to us. We just need to make ourselves available to Him as well, and it's a process. I mean, I was talking to the girls and to Heather the other day, and said I had to drive up to Adair and back, so I had a couple hours in the car. So I turned the radio off, and I was talking to God, and I
did what?
Turned the radio off.
That's
yes,
what
yeah. Sorry, am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, go ahead. Say goodbye, Jerry.
Yeah. And just spent time talking to God, and what I was wanting was an answer to where are we going, what's going to happen, and that's not the answer that I got, but I was able to have that conversation and just to spend that time, and the things that He brings to mind and the things that He speaks to me about are so much more important than just giving me the answer that I want so I can run off and do my own thing. So
and that's more relevant than we probably stop to realize. There are few families, few homes that don't have some kind of issue that they're dealing with, or questions that they don't know the answer to, or direction that they can't clearly see at this point.
Right.
And, it's not necessarily what church to go to. It may be employment related. It may be simply financially related. It may be relationship related. But there are very few families that don't have some kind of issue that they're dealing with, and in some cases struggling with, that can benefit from what you've shared with us this morning. So thank you for doing that.
I hope so. Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity.
Make it a great day, and we'll look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you. You too.
You'll be back next week?
As far as I know.
All right. Unless you're out of here by then.
Yeah.
If you need me for a reference, just let me know.
I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
I'll be more than happy to talk to anybody that'll listen to me. So.
Okay. Well, that works well in your profession, doesn't it?
That's good. You're right. Make it a great day.
Thanks, you too, Jerry.
Pastor Brett White from Faith Community Church North on 8th in Red Oak. And again, you're always welcome at their services or their special activities. Regular services 9 and 10:45. They will have this Sunday, and you would be more than welcome. Sunday school from 10:45 on for ages 3 through adult. Don't forget the prime time, or for the experienced folks tonight. Tonight, though, it's going to be a potluck at the Faith Community Church building North on 8th with Dick Brown, who's a missionary to Latvia. So you're always welcome. And if you're one of those folks struggling, God is still in control. He does have the answers and would be glad to take control of your life and lead you in a way that is comforting, encouraging, and where you can find peace too. Not that you'll always get the answer you want when you want it or that you expect, but God is still in control, knows who you are, where you are, what you need, and cares about that a lot. Thanks for listening.